This is Real Retirees, uncut, no filters, no scripts, just conversations about what retirement is really like. Let's meet today's real retiree. Give me your name, age, and where you're from.
Chris Bowen, 61, and Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, Chris, when did you retire and from what career field?
23, like middle of 20, actually 24,
Okay,
24. And I worked for the Federal Aviation Administration. I was a real estate contracting officer.
okay. Now, what drove your decision to retire? Tell me, when did you know that it was time to go and you no longer wanted to be a part of the daily workforce?
When did I know? Let's stop for a second. I got to think about that one.
Okay, it's no problem. We can come back to it, but
Okay.
I know a lot of time there's points in time where people know that it's time for them to go. They've had enough, fed up with the boss, tired of the day-to-day grind. So,
I
uh,
think those are 2 points. I wasn't fed up with my boss at all, but I just was tired of the grind.
yeah,
And then you start to realize that there's a little bit more out here than just working. And I've
right.
been working since I was 11 years old.
Okay. So, yeah, just had enough of the workforce and was
Yeah.
ready to do something else. Now that you're retired, what does a typical day look like for you in retirement? Maybe just run me through from the time you get up in the morning on a typical day to the time you lay down at night, if there is such a thing as a typical day.
Typical is one is I still exercise, either take a walk. I mean, it is very hot in Atlanta, so I try to go to the gym to get my walk in, but I try to get a walk in, a lift in, um, uh, spend time with family. That I've got family in Atlanta as well, and I still do still do real estate stuff, but I just don't do it for the federal government. So I still am, staying in the mental grind as well.
Okay. I think the beauty of it is that you have the opportunity to do it on your time, on
Yeah,
your schedule.
right. And I ride my motorcycle as well.
Okay. What do you enjoy most about retirement?
Not being on a schedule, not being at this the pressure of going into a job,
Right.
the pressure of getting up, and it's not so much the job itself, it's just the fact that you are on a schedule when you go to work.
Okay. Now let's switch gears for a second. As you were approaching retirement and you knew that it was imminent, what was your approach to savings to make sure that you had yourself in a position to be ready financially to retire? So, did you invest
Yes, in real
um,
estate.
in
Yeah,
real estate?
yeah.
Was that the only vehicle that you use, or only vehicle you used to prepare for retirement as far as savings?
As far as savings, yeah, yeah, real estate.
Okay, just real estate savings. No stock market or
No,
anything like that.
no.
Okay. Um, with those savings, now that you're in retirement, what are your primary sources of income that you use to sustain yourself from month to month, year to year?
Well, I haven't taken my retirement, haven't started my retirement, haven't started taking Social Security yet either. It's just the real estate.
Okay, just the income from the real
Yes,
estate properties that sustains you from month to month. Okay,
yeah.
that's a new one. I haven't heard a lot of people say that that's their primary sources of income in retirement, but it's good that you have that in place and you're able to do that. Um, Often we hear people say that after saving for so many years, 30 or 40 years, they have a problem going from a savings mentality to a spending mentality. Have you experienced that? And if so, how?
No, just you still have to be responsible. I
Right.
mean, but I don't. I think that I spend, and it's a little more now that I spend, um, because you saved so much while you were working.
Uh-huh.
You always had this bill to pay, that bill to pay. I don't have those. I don't have the same requirements. I
Okay.
don't have a new car. I don't have uh, uh, multiple houses or any of that stuff
Yeah.
that we're working so hard for.
Okay. So there's no nervousness when you want to go and buy something. You know you have the means to do
Yeah,
that and you don't think twice about it. Um,
within reason, of course.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears again, talking about Social Security. So you mentioned that you're not yet at Social Security age, but have you given any thought about when you're going to take Social Security, whether it's going to be at 62, 67, or even at 70 or somewhere in between?
As soon as I can get it, I will get it.
At 62?
Yeah.
And what is your reasoning behind that? What are your thought process behind taking it at 62 as soon as you can get it?
You don't know when you're going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we waiting on? I mean, I know there were 3 people that we know that worked for the federal government that uh, retired
Hmm.
and passed within 6 months of retirement.
Never got a chance to enjoy any of
Never
it.
got a chance to enjoy any
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. I hear that a lot from people. They say they're going to take it as soon as they can get it, regardless of what the statistics and others say.
Yeah.
They're just convinced they're going to take it as soon as they can. So um, that's good. So, what has been your biggest challenges or your biggest surprises since you have retired, if you have any?
Surprises is how much, I don't know if I could use the word, but just lighter I feel
Hmm.
without having to go to a job. Um, Challenges, trying to see as much of the country as I can on the bike.
Oh, a challenge to see as much as you can.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
absolutely. Or more of the world. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it's just working at trying to see as much as you can. So that
right.
is a challenge within itself. Have you had any major lifestyle changes?
Divorce.
Okay,
Yeah, and moving down from Seattle down to Atlanta. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I would consider that to be major, but nothing else other than that.
no.
What about any new hobbies, new interests, or new skills that you might have picked up since you retired?
The motorcycle.
Oh, you weren't doing that while you were
No,
working. Okay.
no,
And
no.
how is that coming along?
Love it. Taking a
Okay.
lot of classes. Learning how to ride. Increasing my skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you consider to be retirement success? If there was a couple words or sentences that you had to put it in, what is your definition of retirement success?
Getting to this point where you're not stressed about being at this point.
Huh. Okay. Never heard it quite put that way. Getting to this point so you're not stressed about being
Being
at
at
this
this
point.
point. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there a formula to do that, in your opinion?
I think you've got to prepare for it. I think it's. I was just talking to a friend of mine just yesterday, and
Hmm.
she was talking about her daughter, and I was saying, this comes up quicker than you think it comes up.
Yeah.
That you're at this age, and there is, um, uh, it's so much. It comes quicker than you think. People think that 60 is old,
Hmm.
but 60 comes really quick. And the other thing I would say too is I would add one more piece, which is being healthy.
Yeah.
Um, being, it's just a lifelong process of just staying healthy, working out, taking a walk, that kind of thing.
Okay. Looking back, is there anything that you would do differently to better prepare for retirement?
Had richer parents
What
that
about
passed
some?
along.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about something that you could you
Um,
could have done on your own?
I would have bought more real estate. I
Hmm.
would have kept more of the real estate that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done that.
Okay. What is one thing that you're glad you no longer have to deal with as far as the job is concerned?
Hmm. I think that for me it was more the schedule. It's the getting up and having to go someplace
Hmm.
every 2 weeks. You got to go into work for a certain amount of time, and just giving that amount of time away. I think
Yeah.
that was probably the biggest stressor. I loved my job. I loved being on the job.
Right.
I loved what I did at the job, but just having to get up and go into the office was just
So just the responsibility
yes,
of getting up and actually having to go, you
yeah,
glad you don't have to deal with that anymore.
yeah.
And if there's any advice that you could give to somebody that's maybe 1 to 5 years from retirement, maybe something that we haven't already covered, what would that advice be?
Put a plan together. What are you going to do? Like, what are your hobbies going to be? Uh, I have a friend of mine. He says, "What are you going to do, and what is it going to look like?
Hmm.
How are you going to do whatever it is that you're going to do?"
Yeah, we often hear the term retire to something. Have something to retire
Yes,
to. Don't just retire, but
yes,
have something to retire to, as opposed to just retiring from the job.
right.
Okay. All right. Well, I really thank you very much for all your great advice this morning. And please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.